Yo, what is up, guys? It's your girl Bex, and welcome back to the race rundown for the third and final week of the summer break. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I can only apologise for being off last week. I needed a break. There was a lot going on. However, I'm back, and this week, unfortunately, guys, it's only going to be a short one. There's not really a lot going on in this summer break. Okay, I'm working on the big history episode. I've got a lot of research to do for that one, so I'll leave that one for when there's another break in between. However, this week, there's been some pressing news that has been announced today. I know, in true race rundown fashion, your girl Bex has left it until the day before to record. However, the F1 gods acknowledged my busy schedule and granted me the ultimate piece of F1 news, which was that Checo and Bottas, the best number 2 drivers from both Mercedes and Red Bull, have combined forces to drive for Cadillac next year. Are we shocked by this? No, because it got leaked. I'm not shocked. However, it's good to see them both back. I'm excited to see the performance of Cadillac next year. I think they've got real potential, and their driver choice is definitely one for potentially the history books. We'll just have to see. I'm expecting good things. And on another note, I, as you all know, have mentioned a couple times that I am a Swiftie. So for a quick second here, I just want to acknowledge, okay, please imagine me minding my own business, okay? We get the F1 news, I finally calm down, I stop screaming around the office, oh my god, they've announced the Cadillac drivers. I take a deep breath, I go throughout my work day, everything's fine. Go for a walk in the evening with my father and my dog. Very wholesome, very happy, very wholesome vibes. I get home, all of a sudden, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. Okay, please acknowledge the fact that I have an unhealthy obsession with both Formula One and Taylor Swift. So today has been a very taxing day, hence the short episode, because I'm still, honestly, mentally recovering right now. We're here, and we're ready for the race this weekend. Is anyone else super duper happy that race season is finally back? As much as I love the summer break and I feel like I need it, by God, I miss Formula One. I miss it a lot. I miss Crofty. I miss everything in between. I also, before I start talking about predictions for this weekend and things like that, I just want to talk about the fact that in a previous episode, you can go back and listen to it, I shat on the F1 movie quite heavily, okay? Because I was watching it from an F1 purist standpoint. However, I have since gone back, now that it's available to rent on Prime and everywhere else. You can go and watch it on all these different platforms, okay? We rented it, I say we, me, my mother and my father, rented it on Amazon. And I said to myself, I'm going to watch it again, but as a fan this time. Just somebody that just wants to see a good film. And I won't lie, the bits that I thought were annoying and a bit cringe, I feel like I was swept up in the purest of it all. Because the second time round, it wasn't that bad. I'm not going to say it was the best film I've ever watched in my entire life, but it did the sport justice, which I know what you're thinking. Bex, this is a complete U-turn from the fact that you were saying that you hated it and blah, blah, blah. I understand that. The F1 purist in me absolutely hates the movie. Somebody that just enjoys good cinema, I enjoyed it. So there you go. If I had to give it a number, now that I've balanced it out, I would probably say a solid 5. Because 5 out of 10. Because the F1 purist in me absolutely hates it, but the fan of good cinema and the fact that Brad Pitt is fit takes it up to a 5. So, overall, the final race rundown score for the F1 movie is 5 out of 10. 5 race rundown logos out of 10. Not bad. Painfully mid, but not bad. So anyway, my predictions for this weekend. Netherlands. Everybody loves a trip to the Netherlands. Do I think that Oscar and Lando are going to come out of the gate swinging? I hope so, because my fantasy team needs the points. However, I would be lying if I said that I wasn't slightly nervous, because we've had such a scorcher of a start so far this season that I'm nervous that it's all going to go downhill from here, and that stresses me out, because as a McLaren fan, there's been a long dry spell of no wins, and we finally come back to what feels like the glory days again. And I don't want to lose it because I don't think I'm mentally strong enough. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm not used to winning consistently, so we'll have to see. Obviously, we've got how many races left? We have 10 races left of the season. 10. Stressful. Very, very stressful. However, I think looking at the lineup, we've got a strong chance in Netherlands. Italy, beginning of September, I'm honestly not sure. Genuinely, I'm not sure. Azerbaijan, maybe. Singapore, yeah, I reckon we could win at Singapore. I say we. I reckon Oscar could win at Singapore. US of A on my birthday. Boo. My birthday weekend. That's fun, I guess. Mexico. Brazil. Las Vegas, Nevada. The Upside Down Pig. That could be anyone's game, to be fair. Vegas can be anyone's. Qatar. Nice. I reckon we could win it. I reckon we're strong enough. She says hopefully. But honestly, who knows at this point. In terms of predictions, I reckon it will be... if it's Netherlands, I reckon it will be Oscar, Max, Lando, Charles, Lewis. That's my predictions. Let me know in the comments what you think the lineup will be. And that's kind of all news-wise. I want to give you a little bit of an update of sort of where we're at. I know I touched on it earlier, but the history episode, I want to really deep dive into the sport and do like a timeline and edit it properly and make it look really nice and blah, blah, blah. So that episode is going to take me a little bit of time to record, a little bit of time to edit. So that's why we've got the short episode this week. However, I promise it'll be worth your time. And I'll even try and add a little bit of humour in there. Hopefully I can make that video the biggest and the best that it could possibly be for you guys. So until then, I've been your girl Bex. This has been the Race Rundown, and I will see you in the next one for the recap of the weekend in the Netherlands. Peace.